They said Gray paved the way, changed the rain, released the pain, leaves you sane, getting paid, trend setting, brighter days, doper rap, tighter sets, high and deadly, I'm a fighter jet, journey.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got to apologize. I'm not sure which one you'll see first. Most likely you'll see this before the other one. But from now on, intros go from me introducing the guys and not letting Rob take Muffins Martinez out to left field like he really loves to do. Right? So it's Rob K of Urban Wrestling Network and MLW Confusion, Muffins Martinez, myself, and all we're going to do is jump in from now because he is an instigating troublemaker. I think he's on this side right now. So the death of the calling. Now, I know this should make Muffins really happy. Me, I was a little upset about it, even though I trashed it, right? Because I was the one on here, and I was really excited to see this early. I wanted to see what the calling could have been. And to me, the calling is the biggest flop in wrestling since DCC, one of my favorite group of guys, because, you know, James Storm's the homie, Bram was the homie. So to watch that flop, I thought, damn, this is the biggest flop I've ever seen until the calling, right? All the promise in the world never hit on any cylinders. They bring in Callahan. You're like, all right, maybe, you know, who knows? Nothing. Garbage. The, what were they called again? We called them Team EMT, but what was the name of the good guys that took them out?
Death Fighters / Response.
Okay, so
the EMTs.
Those gentlemen came in, like we talked about, fucking killed it. They came in, tore the house down. Jimmy Lloyd looked like, finally, we got to see what Jimmy Lloyd is. Akira, he took another level, right? He took his shit to another level in MLW, and he feels like arguably one of the top talents in MLW. They get disbanded. They have a cool video, right? Like, this might have been one of the coolest videos the calling had. You had RSP walking this way, had the national championship belt on him. You had Sami Callahan come in. All of a sudden, like Cannonball and Dr. Cornwallis's mask are in there. They throw the calling shit in there. They set it on fire. They give each other an asshole look, and they're like, I'll catch you on the flip side. It looked like they were going to have beef real quick, and I thought, damn, maybe Sami Callahan's going to be the guy to fight him for the belt. But before we talk the match we know, gentlemen, the death of the calling, talk to me. Please talk to me. Muffins goes last. Muffins goes last.
I'll go first.
First?
I go first. Yes, I go first. This thing started with some fanfare. Let's be honest. It started with some fanfare. You know, they came out. They have Raven. Oh shit, Raven is here. You know, his old cactus ass, barely walking. Doesn't look the same as he did back then. You know, is there. We had, you know, Shane Page was a member. Akita was a member. For a second, we had Delirious was a member. They did something with Mandy Leon that looked cool for a minute.
This shit looked cool.
Looked cool for a minute. You know, they were beating up people. They even gave a little octopus in the box to homegirl there with the
dirty bunny.
Yeah, what's her name?
Billy Starks.
Yeah, Billy Starks. For a minute before she jumped ship and got signed with AEW or whatever.
They went for Hammerstone too.
Yeah, who?
When they gave a Octopi to Hammer as well.
Hammerstone, like that too. So there was some promise at the beginning, and then we started getting the tape shows, and Raven was too lazy to show up to the shows. Now everything is dying. Everything is taped. It's just taking a big nosedive. The brook is breaking apart. We didn't see Mandy Leon was gone. The other was gone. Then you see Akira going up against Shane Page. Akira's gone. Now you see Callahan comes in. Okay, we'll see what's going to happen now. Then they're having a match, and then Raven comes out. Oh shit, Raven's back with the calling, and now he turns against the calling. So now you have the EMTs or the first responders go up against the calling. And you're going like, oh my God, can someone just please end this nonsense already? Somebody just please just take and just, ugh. And we finally got that award chamber too. The calling is finally over. Like Chess said, one of the worst groups ever in the history of wrestling. They have some promise, a little bit of sunshine came out, and it just when they were worse than the eclipse. They just got blanked out. It got it was over. So I'm just happy that it's over. Ricky Shane Page could go back to defending his national title, which hasn't been defended in, I want to say, 4 or 5 months now. But supposedly he's the second longest title holder in the history of MLW. Yeah, because he doesn't defend the
damn title. Got like one defense.
It's a Dean Ambrose U.S. title situation here.
What defense is he doing? That's why he's one of the longest guys to hold the title. I'm just glad it's over. Please don't bring anything like that ever again. Contract unit is good enough. You don't need 27 different factions in one company. You don't have enough people to make 27 different factions. Contract unit is fine. Get just enough of the factions, enough. But yeah, that's my thing. I'm just glad it's over. Ding dong is over. Damn it. Take it away there, Ricky Shane Page with your bag neck.
I think the biggest issue with the calling ultimately was that there was never a concrete plan for them. I think like they felt like the reveal of the actual members and like the latter portion of the introduction of the group felt like they were kind of a replacement, like last second thing, because like there was like this big whole deal about like singular people being just magically taken out backstage in a calling card. And then somehow this turned into just random gang beatings. Like it and I don't get me wrong, like my theory is this was going to be something for Killer Cross, and then Killer Cross re-signed with the WWE. But they already had RSP and Akira like signed, and we're getting them ready to go. And they're like, oh well, we don't have Plan A. Well, let's throw together a stable and do this. And there's just never a proper direction given to them as like motivation. Like, and motivation is very important to any story that you're going to have. You know, what is the calling? Like, why are they? And like, I thought it was neat. Like, it was a neat collection of individuals, especially when we brought Raven into the fold, because, you know, whether he doesn't have to go in the ring. Well, he shouldn't go in the ring. We see what happens when he was allowed to go in the ring. But there's still value in him as a talker and as like some sort of mouthpiece. But even then, they cut like these weird, like almost like early N.W.A.-esque promos where everybody was just jumping in and with random imagery, and it didn't help. Like at a certain level, it was a cool aesthetic, but that cool aesthetic didn't translate to what was going on in front of the actual cameras in a live setting. And so like we never really felt like a group. And then you add in the nameless schools and gas masks that were just everywhere too. And we've had this talk over again with the calling and the Azteca Lucha folks, and now a revamped Contra unit. You know, if you have a bunch of guys that are indiscriminate from each other, we're not going to care. Like, and it makes no sense. And eventually, like, we got at least one masked guy in there that had like a real identity in Jeff Cannonball. But like, even like your Dr. Cornwallis and Talon were just, I mean, built different, so you can't tell them apart. But we're just random gas mask dudes that like we barely saw anyway. And to go along with it, we didn't even see them in this outro video either. We just saw gas masks in a garbage can. So was that Talon? Was that Dr. Cornwallis? I don't know, but that definitely wasn't a Jeff Cannonball mask in there. So like no one cares about anybody that isn't Ricky Shane Page, Sami Callihan, and Akira.
And we used to always see Blue Meanie always sitting around there with Raven when he did some of the promos. Why wasn't the Blue Meanie being able to substitute Raven at the match? I would have enjoyed that better if the Blue Meanie would have came out and he got in for Raven instead.
Come in, hit a moonsault, and people would have cheered for it.
What they started doing with Mandaleon, like the vignette shit, was fire, right? Like it was dope. So I feel like maybe they were trying to go something. I don't want to say like the Decay, but dark, kind of like Decay, like that weird transition from the underworld thing or whatever. But they like never executed nothing. And if Raven was always going to be around, like have him ringside. You know, he could do a stupid shitty kendo stick shot or something, but they never felt like a unit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was a big miss. Yeah. Outside of, like you said, Raven and Akira.
And it's so weird.
RSP and Akira.
Yeah. And it's so weird because again, like the collection, like they all had talent. Like even the people that barely showed up for the most part. I mean, because like, yeah, I know y'all have been down on him, but like Ricky Shane Page as a character worker can be like really good. And I don't know what happened here. Like he's not shown much of anything here. Obviously,
and I'm not trying to cut you off, but talking absolutely. Right, I think that he has a style to him that's all his own, and I dig it. But he hasn't had an RSP match.
Yeah,
like he hasn't had that match where you're like, "Oh shit, this guy is alright." Like,
yeah, he's come close a couple of times. Like he had a match with Manders that was decent, and it wasn't that Falls Count Anywhere. Like it wasn't that one. That one was garbage. But I blame MLW for that one. I don't blame the workers for that. You know, and I thought he showed out pretty well in War Chamber as well. But I think everybody showed out pretty well that wasn't Raven in War Chamber. You know, so like Ricky, for whatever reason, he's not jiving in the MLW environment. And how much is that him? How much of that is creative? Like, who knows? You know, Akira obviously has shown out and has won the crowd over. You know, Callahan, like I think Callahan's like a net zero. Like it really just depends on your opinion of Callahan, but I don't necessarily think he was the shot in the arm the calling needed, especially from like where they were. Like him as a character is completely different from what like the aesthetic of the calling was. Like to me, like he is loud and obnoxious and in your face, and really like outside of the beatings, like there was never like an in your face personality. It was more like this weird philosophical glorification of violence. And so like I just, but like you had that, and then we have whatever happened with Callahan, and it's just like so weird to me, like that we had this, and like we forget already that technically, like the calling in its infancy was like responsible for a lot of things, like a lot of wheels moving creatively in MLW indirectly, and then when it's time for them to come as a unit, like there was nothing. Like we forget like all the people that they put down that kind of like had to that changed storylines indirectly, you know, that kind of helped, like they indirectly helped EJ and Duca like rise as a singles wrestler because they took out Calvin Tankman. They were actually the ones who got rid of indirectly got rid of Cesar Duran as a matchmaker before he got kidnapped. He got fired from his position because he abandoned his post when the calling went, what would have become the calling went all out and took out like literally like the entire roster like one night at Philly. Like, you know, so like they had their like they had this like weird momentum that we got what we needed in the ring, and what we got at that point was nothing like what we were seeing before, and like it's just a culmination of things that aren't jiving. I am going to, it's like we've ranted on like ad nauseum, kind of making the same points. One thing though, I'm interested in seeing with this video ending, I am curious to see what we're going to do with Ricky Shane Page. Like, is he on his way out? Like they did announce he has a match with Bad Dude Tito, and I'll rant on about that in a minute. But I'm still want to finish this video talk real quick. You know, Sami Callihan. I mean, Callahan will find a place like where as long as he's allowed on screen, he will work something out, even if he's just a lone nut job screaming and spitting at things. Like he'll find a place. But like the thing that made it interesting for me, and I'm not entirely sure whether this was just more arty philosophical BS or if this was the next beat in a story, but the video ended with a batch of whispering, and that wasn't coming from either RSP or Sami Callihan. And I've not been, and not that I've like gone crazy with my conspiracy theories, because I have enough conspiracy theories to worry about, you know. You know, I've not like tried to isolate the audio and like see if they were saying anything meaningful. But I'm not the only one who noticed like the whispering at the end of the video, and so is this going to be some weird next step, or what's going to happen next?
No.
Well, Muffins didn't want to hear, right? But
well, the calling can still be dead, but we can have like this could be like hinting at either a Callahan or RSP gimmick from here.
Oh, no more faction.
Yeah, because Like it could be their own spinoff. And I didn't want to say that, right? But when you listen to it, there's no way they just threw some random shit in there for no reason. Something that means to me, it's there for a reason, right? Like, no, because you just hate and you don't want to see anything like it. Calling. We went back to kindergarten and put the fingers in the ears. All right, Rob is onto something. Once his neck gets better, I think we got to get him back into like his Sherlock Holmes thing and go into that bag because he's a TV.
And you know how lazy this was. You got rid of Mandy Leon left. You mean to tell me you couldn't find another female to take that spot?
Who's gonna take Mandy Leon's spot?
I'm just saying you could have found somebody somewhere out there and bring him in.
I think that's a problem indicative of the featherweight division in general, and not necessarily, not just a we'll say a calling kind of thing, because there's a whole world of independent wrestling if you really wanted to start poaching people. And then you don't even have to really poach people. I mean, you're not signing like anybody to an exclusive contract. You just got to get someone who's willing to make MLW at least the number one priority over once a month for the next ever watch.
Which shouldn't be
and do some
right?
promos at home with a phone. Yeah,
shouldn't be hard. So
let's go. We could do that.
Listen. So we get the big announcement. Chicago sold out. That's big for MLW, right? You got to say thank you to El Jefe because El Jefe did that all on his own. Salute to the God because El Jefe went and he did what he did. So MLW did this.
You mean that Renta did that?
No. Don't fucking do that this time.
It's an Azteca show, not a Promociones Dorado show.
First of all, let's be honest.
It's Azteca.
Hold up. The one that actually got the tickets over the hump was the Renta's mom.
Wow, we're back on that again.
We sold those curves don't lie, and people just whoop. We gotta make it sell out.
I mean, under that logic, MLW had been like number one in the world of wrestling for the 10 minutes they had Mandy Leon.
Oh no, boy, no sir. No, God, no.
Listen, and I'm biased. You could say no. I'm with Rob on this 100%.
I mean, if we're just talking about curves, I mean, yes, Mandy Leon doesn't have the MILF appeal of Mama de la Renta, but
boy, that's night and day, brother. Mandy Leon's a snack. Mama de la Renta's a whole meal, brother. A whole.
So wait, are you saying that Mandy Leon is like a nice night out on the town?
Yes.
And Mama de la Renta's Thanksgiving?
Oh, Lord have mercy, with the stuffing and the gravy and the biscuits.
So
and the yams.
So Mama de la Renta's
and the and the butter pecan pie.
So you're saying Mama de la Renta for 2.5 minutes of TV time sold out Chicago?
Dude, whatever tickets were left, she made that goal. They just went over the hump and said, just in case we have to be there, she might do a showing there. You never know.
I'll report and see if Mama de la Renta is part of the meet and greet package.
Yes, our broken neck lawyer will be there. So
okay, so Muffins wants to only give Mama de la Renta all the credit. Me and Rob, I think, both kind of concurred that El Jefe sold this show out. He booked an amazing. Well, hopefully,
he's bringing the whole temple with him. That's for me. That's the selling point. I'm gonna see how good security is and pilfer his little Red Bull.
Well, and now let's talk about.
Except I can't do that now because I said it out loud.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about now the title match. Ricky Shane Page go up against Bad Dude Tito for the what is it? The
national heavyweight. The match that was the match you were supposed to put me in, Muffins, in case you remember.
But you were hurt.
Injured. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on
Listen.
IR now. But
Hold
yeah.
on, Rob.
So, yeah.
Rob, he took care of you. He didn't
Yes.
want to further your injury anymore.
Exactly.
He's protecting the brands.
Yes.
You
Yes.
can't go do it.
Yes.
But he said he was going to promote it, and I've only been injured for like 3 days.
Hey, and in 3 days, they already came out with a replacement match. So
Yeah,
that's how fast things got to change.
A guy whose record is only slightly better than mine in MLW.
2-2. He's 2-2 now.
No,
2-2.
So
is he back to 500 or is he under 500? Yeah, you're right.
I wanted as our world champion.
2-2. You see the confetti? See, and he's going to be the first one that's going to bring another gold to the Promociones Dorados over Duran, who's still only what? He has one guy with a belt, Mystico. So
yeah, but Mystico's buzz is way crazier than Bad Dude Tito.
Yeah,
So-
man. Well, shit. Yeah. Everybody's going there to go see him.
But we got to be honest. This is where Rob, his guy RSP, has to show out. This is the opportunity because you don't have the calling to say, "Hey, it just didn't work." RSP has to show out, and not for nothing, Bad Dude Tito is a brolic dude. Like, he's gonna put that work in, and he's an aggressive style, in-your-face, physical wrestler. RSP can either handle that or get rolled on.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like this, I think that this is going to have to be RSP's. Now I forgot like the metaphor I was going to use for this.
Like a signature match.
Yeah,
The pain in the neck.
It's cutting off circulation now. I'm losing all my $5 words and fancy college education. That's failing me now. But yeah, no, this is the time for Ricky Champagne. He is going to have to show. He is going to have to show out and show that he is, why he's been MLW National Openweight Champion for as long as he has, outside of the jokes of him never defending it, And again, like I do think at a certain level, like this could has potential on paper. Like you wouldn't think so, because styles make matches. But one thing Ricky Shane Page can do is take a beating. Dude can take an ass whooping. And so like win, lose, or draw, like we know he's going to get thrown around like a sack of potatoes, and it might be glorious. We'll have to wait and see on that. However, like I'm going to backtrack on this, is I am still not like 100% certain why Bad Dude Tito's getting a championship match, because yes, he may be 500, but you know what? He literally just lost a match to the world heavyweight champion. So like where what does that do with your rankings? Like the dude just lost a title fight. How did he earn another one so fast?
That right there is the power of Promociones Dorado. They can always get to.
I will begrudgingly accept that answer.
And listen, whatever she touches turns to gold.
Exactly. And this is going to be gold. When Bad Dude Tito wins that belt, she's going to have 2 champions in her camp.
You just want her to have 2 champions. You just want her to have a win because De La Renta. Yeah, Janai Kai still.
Oh, that's right. Janai Kai dominating
featherweight. Now, you know what really upsets me about this whole card of May 11? AEW was able to bring all the good CMLL luchadores to their shows. MLW is bringing all the guys that have 1 foot in the senior citizen.
They're bringing in the legends. We'll call them legends.
No. These guys are beyond legends. These guys are in a senior citizen home. And
hold on. Whoa. Don't do that.
They have like 1 foot, 3 feet in the graves, and they're gonna try to.
He's saying they're Muffins' age.
There's a lot of 50s and 60-year-old guys in this show that should not be on this show.
So hold on.
Something might happen.
So hold on. So when you watch a Philadelphia 76er game and you got Allen Iverson sitting in one seat and Dr. J sitting in the other seat, you won't call Dr. J a legend?
He is a legend.
Okay, he's like 9,000 years old.
But he's not playing though.
I mean, but he's there. He's still a legend.
He's not playing. These guys are playing.
You gotta be there.
Are actually, first of all, they're going to have to bring a bus to the senior citizen home, have someone sign them out for the day, and give them day passes to go to this show, sign waivers, because if something happens to them, we're not liable for any injuries to this gentleman, and then bring them back before a certain time so they can have their tapioca before they go to sleep at night. Okay. That's what
I'm going to book it. Say two things about this. Like, well, actually, three. We'll go with three on it too.
Two things.
So we'll turn it into three. One, like the one I just thought of is like, well, again, like they're pulling out stops for Lucha Libre in an area that while does see a lot of Lucha Libre, we don't see a whole lot of Lucha Legends firsthand. So we are bringing legends into Cicero, not Chicago, Cicero, Illinois, for this event. Two, Muffins, you're more in tune with Lucha Libre than I am, and I know that unless you're in a wheelchair, you continue luchaing forever. Sure. Like, if you can't go, maybe you need to be a referee, but like they're going to bring out guys until they physically can't go anymore. And then three, it's catching on in America, because look at like Dustin Rhodes, he's still out there pulling out Yoshi Tonics and now Destroyers like out of nowhere. Ricky Morton's still stumbling around the independent scene, also doing Destroyers, but so it's wrestling. They're of course they're going to bring out guys are going to get a payday wherever they can, and at least like this is no different than any other independent show at a certain level. Is you'll bring in like guys who have some name value, and if they can't actually if their bodies have broken down enough, which I'm not going to lie, like I'm not going to say these guys are, because I haven't paid full attention to where they're at in their careers now outside of their older and legends, so I don't know how well Atlantis is working right now. But he's going to be there. Like, you just stick him in a trios match, let his younger teammates do a bulk of the work, let him come in and hit, some of the greatest hits, call it good. Like, it's just like every other independent wrestling show in America that, brings in George South, Gilbert, Shane Douglas, anybody else. Let him come in, put him in a tag team match, and let him work with some of the younger guys. Heck, even some of the older guys that can like actually go, like Billy Gunn, like gets brought in and just gets the team with the younger guys, even though he could carry a match by himself if he wanted to.
Rob, what gets me when you said one name, we didn't hear Muffin say shit when Ricky Morton was the N.W.A. Tag Team Champ when he was 89 years old. He didn't say shit about his age. It was N.W.A., one of the greatest of all time, the tag team champs. You ain't say that guy was a fucking dinosaur.
Hey, man, the Locker One Express are wrestling. And they were when they won those belts, they were late 50s. So
these guys are... Stop.
And I will note that I watched Joey Janela's Spring Break, and he's probably the biggest Ricky Morton mark out there. And if it wasn't for Kerry Morton, the match would have been contested via walkers, because neither Robert nor Ricky can move. Luckily, Kerry Morton is now a heat magnet and, can get anybody angry at him.
Yes.
See, he wants to deny that. He wants to deny it.
Hey, man, it happens. It happens.
I'm going to say, though, get your money, though. If you're a worker, you got to work. So, and you're not actual retirement age yet. So,
all I know is not kicking in. It's a sellout, and I don't even think Impact even sold out when they were at that same venue. So,
it's a big thing. Even though, these guys are definitely older, and we may be having some fun here.
Of course.
But from what we've seen so far, there are a few matches that we do like that is going to probably be some kind of regular YouTube show or whatever. Bad Dude Tito versus RSP. I think that there's no chance RSP leaves as champion. I don't know. No? What you got?
Correct. Oh, yeah. I was agreeing with you.
Okay.
I just can't move terribly well.
Yeah, I know. Fucking Manders, man. Manders really fucking with my guy. So
I hope Tajima turns on him and lays him, or it doesn't have to turn on it. They're facing each other. Just takes them out. Like that's the end of the tag team title match. Satoshi Kojima like taking Mandar's head off. Show him what a real Western lariat is. God damn it! Kojima learned it from the man himself, Stan Hansen.
Watch, take it easy. Take it easy. You gotta rest. You gotta rest. So the last thing I want to throw out there, and you guys tell me, MLW puts out a tweet that Contra Unit took out what WTF, who's next? And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Does that mean Bishop is gone? Does that mean Holiday's gone? All these guys, they say they took them out.
Got a match at
Tekka.
Okay.
But
that shit kind of made me nervous. I'm like, what?
But yeah, I don't know what Holiday's status is because he was the first one they attacked.
Yeah. We still don't know what happened to them, so we don't know how injured they are. So we have to wait and see the video drops.
The only one we heard was Homeboy going to ICU, right? We heard, so they pretty much took a body. They killed Filthy Tom Lawler, right? So you're
it's like twice because the first time he left, he was stuffed in a casket.
Yes.
Dude, just can't catch a break. This breaks are worse than mine.
Jeez. So I think we touched everything. No Diddy. We talked some AEW before, which surprised the shit out of me, blaming that on Rob K. We talked MLW, the death of the Falling.
Yes.
So until we have other news and shit, we're gonna be scrambling around trying to figure this shit out, having some fun.
We do have one more, and we'll do that on the next show.
One more.
We'll do that on the next show. Yep.
So listen, ladies and gentlemen, for myself, Rob K, MLW Confusion, Urban Wrestling Network, Muffins Martinez, we out of here. Deuces.